Hey everybody, Ryan with Rhino Hockey Channel here. Alright, gonna do the last preview for the last series to start up. That is tomorrow, Thursday, the 20th of April, not April, wow, May 2021. That matchup is between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens. First matchup since I believe they said it was 1975. First time they've met in the playoffs in that long. It's a pretty dang long time. And kind of surprising because both teams have had very good stretches in that time. All right. If you have not done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And once again, I'm sorry my voice sounds funky. Still getting over this cold, so my voice has been shot all day. I am literally shouting right now. that's that's how bad my voice is. All right, let's get started. All right, this year the matchup between Toronto and Montreal was mostly dominated by Toronto. They doubled up Montreal. They were 6-2-1 against Montreal. Montreal was 3-6. So, advantage Toronto there. And shocker, they were the division winner, so that's not that surprising. All right. The first matchup was a 5-4 overtime win for Toronto. Wait. I did my math incorrectly there. Oops. Yeah, so Montreal should be 3-5-1. Sorry. All right. Second matchup was a 4-2 win for Toronto. Then followed that with a 2-1 victory for Montreal. Then 5-3 victory for Toronto. 3-2 victory for Toronto. 4-2 victory for Montreal. 4-1 victory for Toronto. 3-2 overtime win for Montreal. Then the last two games were 5-2 and 3-2 victory, both for Toronto. So, mostly close games. I mean, usually within a couple of goals. So, it should be a close matchup, is my guess. Head to head this year, the top scorer for Toronto was, surprise, surprise, Austin Matthews. 14 points, 7 goals, 7 assists. Surprising he had 7 assists. Same amount as he had goals. Because he's one of those, kind of like Ovechkin, more of a goal scorer than a playmaker type. But he gets his assists in there too. Not that he doesn't, just he's a far better goal scorer. Mitch Marner was next with 11 points, followed by Tavares with 10, Muzzin with 8. Then Hyman, Nylander, and Riley all had 7 points each. Jack Campbell was 4-1-1, and we know he's going to be the starter tomorrow for game 1, so not surprising. Jeff Petrie was the leader for Montreal, 10 points with 10 assists. Suzuki was next with 8 points, Toffoli with 7, Anderson with 5, Drouin with 5, and Jake Allen was our top goalie, being 2-3. Carey Price, I think, was like 1-4 or 1-3-1, something like that. He did not fare well this year against Toronto or their AHL team. So, you can definitely tell if Toronto wins, they're going to score a lot. If Montreal wins, they're going to shut down that Toronto offense and win by a small margin, as you can tell by the points differential between the two. All right, Toronto was I'm sorry. Their top scorer was Mitch Marner, 67 points on the year. Austin Matthews was 66, our only 40-goal scorer this season. Could have had more probably if he hadn't missed a few games here and there with wrist issues. John Tavares was next with 50 points. A solid year, but it still feels like it was a down year for Tavares. It really felt like it. It seemed like it for a long time there. William Nylander is next, 42 points. Now, I've read some interesting articles on William Nylander, and I don't know if they're legit or not when critiquing him, but a lot of people say he's more focused on how he looks off the ice than he does how he plays on the ice. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't get to see him that much, so I don't know, but he definitely has his cold streaks. But he is very good when he's playing well. Morgan Riley is next with 35 points. Feels like a down year for him too offensively. He had, what was it, last year or 2 years ago? He had that year he started off with like 25 points in like 18 games or something like that. So I don't know if it's we just put too much of an expectation on him or what. Well, you play in Toronto, there's always too much of an expectation on you. But realistically, for someone who's not, I wouldn't say I'm not a Toronto fan, but I'm not a super fan like a lot of people out there seem to be. And that's fine if you are. I don't mind. I like Toronto in the mid '90s. They were fun to watch back then with Doug Gilmour and them. That was fun, especially that run they had to conference finals and lost to LA. Oh, I was so sad when they lost. I actually was cheering for them that year. Of course, that was before the Ducks existed. So, or was that their first year? That might have been their first year actually, and they definitely didn't make the playoffs. Anyways, it was just fun to watch them that year. All right. For Montreal, Tyler Toffoli was the top point getter with 44 points, followed by Petrie with 42, Suzuki with 41, Tatar with 30, and Josh Anderson with 24. Now, Anderson had a better year this year than his 1 point year last year, but still leaves a lot to be desired. 17 goals is good, but I don't know. I think there's a lot more talent there that he needs to dig down and find, because it's there. He just has to find it and use it. All right. Goalie wise, Campbell, like I said, was the top goalie for Toronto this year, 17-2-2. After he came back from injury, missed first half of the year, it felt like. 2.11 goals against average with 923 save percentage. Frederik Andersen, the common punching bag for Toronto fans, 13-8-3, 296 goals against average, and 895 save percentage. I can see the punching bag this year. Last year didn't make sense. He had very good numbers last year, but this year, I can see it. And Rittich, after the trade, didn't fare much better. 1-1-1, 2.72 goals against average, and an 888 save percentage. For Montreal, Carey Price was the top goalie, which is amazing considering he missed the last half of the year. 12-7-5, 2.64 goals against average, and 901 save percentage. Very pedestrian for someone who should be the top goalie in the entire league or close to that. Jake Allen, 11-12-5, 2.68 goals against average, and 907 save percentage. Very pedestrian. And then Primo was 1-2-1, 4.16 goals against average, and 849 save percentage. It's abysmal. That's just terrible. Feel bad for him. He looked really good last year when he came up at the end of the year, and this year did not look good when he came up. All right. Injuries updated as of today, the 19th of May. Ben Hutton is the only injury for Toronto. He's day-to-day with an undisclosed illness. They said it's not COVID related, but they're monitoring him. So, take it or leave it. That's all they said. All right, then there is, for Montreal, Jonathan Drouin is about the only one. Indefinitely out with a personal issue. Still no idea what's going on. Probably will never. If we do find out, that's up to him to disclose it, not anyone else. So, hopefully it is nothing super bad. Hopefully it's just a minor health issue they're taking care of in the family and everybody's okay. Hopefully that's the worst of it. But you never know. Hopefully it's not something stupid like I just don't like playing here, so, or I'm having a bad year, so I'm going to sit out. That would be the worst possible thing you could do if that's the reason. Bad idea. Hopefully it's not that. But that's going to be someone they're going to miss. I mean, he had a down year, yes, but he's still a big part of that offense. All right, last playoff appearances. Last year, Toronto lost in 5 games in the play-in round to Columbus. Look at that, a maximum number of games lost for Toronto. Game 7 year before. Game 7 year before. God, they're like the new Anaheim Ducks when it comes to the playoffs. And Game 7s, or in this case, Game 5, since it's a 5-game series. Montreal overperformed last year. They lost to Philadelphia in 6 games in the second round last year. So, who knows? They might go on a run again. Could not. Just get the game 7 with Toronto, you probably have a good dang chance. Alright, dark horses. For Toronto, I see it Joe Thornton. Joe Thornton might be the catalyst for his team to play their butts off when it comes to the playoffs, because he deserves a shot at that cup again. So they may play for him, and he needs to play too. He needs to play better than he did in the regular season. Granted, it was his first year not playing for San Jose in well over a decade, so an adjustment period was necessary, evidently. And plus, he's 42 or 43. I don't know if he actually turned 43 yet or not. He may have. But still, he's going to be one of those guys. They have a few of them like Spezza and Simmons who are closer towards the end instead of the beginning of their careers. So they're the type of catalyst like having a Dave Anderchuk on your team, a Ray Bork, that sort of thing. You want to play. You want these guys to win a Stanley Cup for the first time. So that's the one thing I think Toronto has going for them. If they can take advantage of it, we'll see. For Montreal, Jesperi Kotkaniemi had a very lackluster year this year. Was not a great year for him. So hopefully he can have a better playoff, because they will need the offensive help against someone like Toronto. So he needs to start providing some offense. Alright. Other than that, that's all I got for you for this matchup. If you want to see my predictions, check out the video I have on the screen right now. And also, I have it marked at the beginning of the video as well. So make sure you go check it out. Alright, other than that, make sure to like, comment, share, and make sure to subscribe if you have not done so already. And I will see you all next video.